Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome to another quick shot review. First thing I need to say is I apologise, this has not gone out on time as usually planned for a Tuesday, but I am working on all of the updates for you guys because without you this channel would be nothing, and we're still getting some decent views. So I'm going to start off with episode 283. Wow, 283 episodes of quick shot reviews. That is insane. Didn't think we'd get that far, bearing in mind I started it as a love project in 2020 during lockdown, and then obviously going back to work and things, it does take it out of you. But I love film and I love movies and I just love going to the cinema. So I want to project that for you guys and girls to give you that love of going to the cinema. It's so easy now just to sit at home and watch something on streaming services or on Sky or whatever, but for the money you can't beat going to the cinema. Yes, the snacks are expensive, but most cinemas don't check a bag or anything now, which is quite worrying and also quite satisfying because you can get your own sort of drinks in and stuff like that. But that is how they make the money. So if you can buy the snacks, and do so. Anyway, let's get on with the film because this one is Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. It's a prequel to the new Mad Max. Before Furiosa met Mad Max, this is an origin story for that. Now, I've seen clips of Mad Max, so probably this is a skewed view in terms of that, but I try and review films as standalones. That being said, having watched this, I do actually then want to go and watch Mad Max because, I feel like this is the timeline. I've seen this one, let's go and watch Mad Max. Um, so yeah, this film has a lot to love about it. It really does. Anya Taylor-Joy is exactly what her name says, an absolute joy playing Furiosa. She's badass. She's almost like a Ripley from Aliens character, living in a male dominated world. She is and is subjected to real horrors when she was younger, seeing things that she did. And Chris Hemsworth is sort of the I kind of playing Thor here, but just in a more a badder way, shall we say, a more destructive way. So it's quite campy in his character of Dementus, who is the leader of the biker gang that he belongs to. Like the king, it's very sort of Viking-esque in terms of what they do. They roam around, they hunt, they kill, they take captives, slaves to build things, and if you get to the point where you can become a soldier, a warrior, then you get a bike, which is like the horse, if you like, and then you become part of the well looked after crowd. So within all this, that is Chris Hemsworth's posse. There's also another colony that is nice. It's well spaced out. Everyone gets on with everybody, and it is um, plentiful, as they say. So it's got fruit. It's got everything that they need. Water. Whereas Dementus's crew do not. So they go on the hunt for this thing, which they, but there's a lot of things that go off in between. And it's Furiosa's job. She grows up to infiltrate Dementus's gang and sort of bring it down from the inside. And in between all this, you've got the really cool cars and the bikes, and modded cars and trucks, and really cool set pieces, and all of that, which is great. But I just found that the 2.5 hour runtime, there was too much time in between things happening for me. And I found myself quite bored in places where if it could have been cut down a little bit with the long speeches and the bits in between, then I it would have been much more enjoyable. The ending is fantastic. It's also quite funny throughout the runtime. It is directed by George Miller. Like I say, stars Anne Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Burke, and a bunch of other people. The trailer, I don't feel like it does it justice. Because, like I say, I watched the trailer. If you go to the cinema a lot, you can't get away from the trailers necessarily. And George Miller has done a great job. He really has. He's turned Mad Max into the wasteland that we know and love. The wasteland that I uh, took parts of for my character in wrestling. But like I say, the ingredients, it's a good recipe for a great film. You like say your modded cars, your fire, your gunplay, your gangs, your motorbikes, the characters within. But the ingredients sometimes don't work. There's a lot of people here, and obviously you can't get to know them all, but it would have been nice to get to know a few others. There's a whole section where Furiosa meets a potential love interest, and that doesn't last very long. Um, does that necessarily need to be in? He kind of dressed like Mad Max. Obviously, it's not. Um, and yeah, it's kind of just there to get people to come and watch it, and it does exactly that. And I will always say this: if you want to go and see a film, no matter what it is, don't listen to other people. I've had this conversation with a lot of people where I've said this film's better than this film. It's like, no, 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 no. And it's just because I feel like it's because people have seen what other people have said about it. And that's the way you should think. Whereas you shouldn't think like that. You should think for you. You should be happy being you, and your films that you enjoy, you should go and watch them. Now, like I said, I've not seen the other two Mad Max films in this saga. However, now I've seen this, I feel like I could go and watch those. It does make me want to learn a bit more about the atmosphere, the world that's been created within Mad Max. Also, the game's pretty good, so I have played that, and I'll have to do a play on that as well for the gaming channel Cheap Shot Entertainment System. But overall, yeah, I would absolutely, if you want to go and see this film, I would absolutely recommend going to see this film. It is on the upper tier of the films that I've seen, and yeah, it's decent. I've been told it's nowhere near the epicness of Fury Road. Like I say, I haven't seen it, but it does serve a purpose. It does get you to a point where you go, "Oh yeah, that's what happened to Furiosa." So yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I say, I really I really enjoyed the modded cars. They clearly spent a lot of time doing things like this. The war zones that they've created in terms of um or like the pit stops. Oh, that car's got a flat tire. We need to get a new tire and pilfer it from somewhere, pillage from somewhere, and change the tire, and that kind of thing, so it can go. And yeah, it's just really cool. It's a really cool film. On a standalone, yeah, absolutely recommended. It's just not me. um, and it's sad to say that because I really did enjoy the film. Um, as a film, I just thought it was too long. I thought it could have been a bit shorter, and that would have made the story much better. And that's me. So join us for episode 284, where we'll be looking at the second or the third sequel to Bad Boys Ride or Die. So yeah, that's a good one to look forward to. I do like the Bad Boys series. I did really like the last one as well. So yeah, join me for my thoughts on that one. Until then, thank you very much for listening to my random thoughts on films. Goodbye.
Hiya.